Have you ever liked someone so much that you started losing yourself? Like somewhere between the first conversation and the 100th overthought, you stopped being you. You meet someone, and at first it's nothing. Just a normal day, normal conversation, nothing special. But then something shifts. Maybe it was the way they laughed, or the way they looked at you for just 1 second longer than usual. Or maybe it was something they said, something small, something that shouldn't matter, but it stayed with you. And you went home that night thinking about it just a little. Then the next day, a little more. Then the day after that, you're lying in bed at 1 a.m., replaying a 3-minute conversation in your head like it was a movie. And you're thinking, why am I like this? That was Arjun. He was a normal guy, quiet, kept to himself mostly. He wasn't the kind of person who fell for people easily, or at least that's what he always told himself. Then he met her at work, nothing dramatic. She just walked in one morning, smiled at the room, and said something funny that made everyone laugh. And Arjun laughed too. But something about that moment stayed. At first he told himself, it's nothing. She's just a nice person. He kept it logical, kept it calm, but then she sent him a voice note one day for a work project, and her voice, something about her voice made him listen to it 3 times for a work message. He started noticing everything, the way she typed with full punctuation, the way she remembered small things people said, the way she always seemed to be present, like she was really there when she talked to you. He started looking forward to mornings, not because of work, because maybe she'd be there, and slowly, without even noticing, his whole emotional world started rotating around one person. Here's where it gets heavy, because Arjun never said anything. He just watched and thought and overthought and rethought again. Does she see me the way I see her? Was that smile just friendly? Or why did she take longer to reply today? Did I say something wrong? Every small thing became a sign. Every silence became a question. Every moment she was normal with him felt like a clue he needed to decode. He started changing without even realizing it. He started being more careful about what he said around her, more calculated, more performed, like he was always editing himself in real time. And the more he edited himself, the more anxious he felt, because now he wasn't just attracted to her. He needed her reaction to feel okay. Her reply would make his day good. Her silence would make it bad. Her laugh, his heart would lift. A short reply, and suddenly nothing felt right. He had handed over the remote control of his own emotions to someone who didn't even know she was holding it. And one evening, sitting alone with his phone in his hand, waiting for a message that wasn't coming, he felt it, that hollow feeling, that quiet, uncomfortable truth. I don't even feel like myself anymore. Not because she did anything wrong. She didn't. She was just living her life, normal, unbothered, free, but he had built an entire emotional world around her presence. And now he was living inside that world, and she didn't even have a key to it. That's the moment that changed him. Not a big dramatic fight, not a rejection, not a grand realization with music playing in the background, just a quiet night, a phone screen, and a feeling that something had quietly gone wrong inside him. Hey, before we go deeper, if this is hitting close to home right now, if you've ever felt this way about someone and couldn't explain it, hit that like button, because you're not alone. And if you're new here, subscribe, because this channel is for people who feel deeply and want to understand themselves better. Okay, let's keep going. He started asking himself something he'd never asked before. When did I stop being the main character of my own life? And honestly, that question was the beginning of everything. Because the moment you ask that question, really ask it, you start to see how much of your energy was living outside of you, in someone else's hands, in someone else's reactions. And slowly, day by day, he started coming back to himself, not by stopping the feelings, you can't just switch that off, but by understanding where those feelings were coming from and why they had so much power over him. That understanding changed everything. Okay, so let me break down what's actually happening here. Because this isn't just feelings. There's real stuff going on inside your brain. First, the dopamine trap. When you meet someone you're attracted to, your brain releases dopamine. That's the chemical that makes things feel exciting, rewarding, good. And here's the thing. Your brain doesn't release dopamine when things are certain. It releases the most dopamine when things are uncertain. That's why a late reply drives you crazy. That's why mixed signals are so addictive. Your brain is literally chasing the next hit of maybe. It's not weakness, it's chemistry. Second, the overthinking loop. When you like someone and you're not sure how they feel, your brain goes into threat detection mode. It starts scanning everything for clues, their tone, their words, their timing, and the more you scan, the more patterns you find, even where there are none. You're basically making up a story and then living inside that story like it's real. Third, emotional dependency. This is the quiet one. This is what happened to Arjun. When someone's reaction starts controlling how you feel, that's dependency. Not because you're weak, but because attachment is a real human need. And sometimes, when we feel deeply for someone, we unconsciously give them emotional authority over us. Their approval becomes oxygen. The problem isn't the feeling. The problem is not knowing it's happening. Here's what I want you to take from this. Attraction is real. Feelings are real. There's nothing wrong with feeling deeply for someone. Don't let anyone make you feel silly for that. But there's a line, and it's a quiet line. You don't see it until you've crossed it. The line between caring about someone and needing someone to feel okay. That line is emotional dependency. And the only way back is to return to yourself. Not dramatically, not coldly, just gently. Start asking, what do I need today? What makes me feel good? Independent of them. Because here's the truth. Nobody tells you about attraction. The most attractive version of you is the one who doesn't need to be chosen to feel whole. When you're grounded in yourself, when you're not performing, not editing, not waiting, that's when real connection becomes possible. Because you're actually there, present, real, you. Overthinking doesn't protect you from pain, it just delays you from living. And emotional dependency doesn't make someone love you more, it just makes you love yourself less. Come back to you. That's where it starts.